What's going on, Modder Chotes? It's your boy Long Neil back again with another new video, and in today's video we're going to be going over the hot post from r/PettyRevenge. Let's get into it. Alright, this first story is about a guy that was somehow able to get back at his lazy group members. Let's see how he did it. I'm in a class where a group research project presentation is a huge chunk of overall points. Everyone knows in group projects you always have that one slacker who doesn't do anything that you have to compensate for. Truth. However, I got stuck with possibly the 3 worst people to be in a group project with. I did the entire research, presentation, poster boards, etc. among many other annoying things myself. I tried talking to them and telling them they needed to put in their share of effort. Ignored. I'd send them tasks to do. Ignored. I'd try to schedule meetings. They'd say they were coming and then leave me alone at the library. This happened from the get-go. It was abundantly clear that they expected everyone else to just do the work, but everyone else turned out to be just me. Rule. We couldn't have things 100% memorized word for word, and we couldn't read off of anything. Okay, that's pretty standard. We had to actually know the subject. I was fully prepared to do most of the talking, and I even wrote down a small script for them and told them to know what to say during their part at the very least. The night before, I told them that we had to meet at least to go over the whole thing one time. Once again, none of them showed. At this point, I'm livid and decide they can just do it themselves, which means they'd get up there, not know a damn thing to say other than the small info I gave them, and couldn't even BS anything because they did no research. The thing is, if we miss without an excuse, we fail the project. If you have an excuse, you have to have documentation. I commute and live an hour away, so I decide that I'll conveniently have a flat tire right before class. This is clearly the smart kid in the group, obviously. Went out and actually bought a tire so I could have the receipt to prove it. Emailed a professor who said I can present by myself during his office hours. Turns out they completely bombed, and not only probably failed the project, but since they're bad students, might even make them fail the class. I hope they did fail the class, and good for this guy for finally sticking up for himself. This is exactly why I hate group projects. It's like the bystander effect. You know, everybody just expects everyone else to do anything, and that ends up meaning one person has to do all the work, and everyone else gets credit. Like, it's the worst thing. I hate group projects, and the fact that this was for a big part of his grade is even worse. Like, just get rid of group projects. Alright, this second story is called Got Milk? I'm 6 months pregnant and recently started lactating. Oh, that's hot. I told my boyfriend I needed some breast pads so it didn't get everywhere, and he keeps pushing it off. I don't have a car and am currently unemployed, so I can't just go get some myself. Last night I was leaking and told him yet again I really needed some breast pads, and of course he said, later. So I took my shirt off to avoid getting it soaked and laid down on his chest. He thought nothing of it as I do this all the time. And then he noticed his shirt was wet. Oh, gross. Stop drooling on me. I'm not drooling. Then what is that? Breast milk. He's getting me some breast pads on his way home this evening. Oh, this is a good petty revenge. You know, just enough to get your point across and not really piss him off. Alright, so of course she had to add an edit to this. Okay, the fact that I need to say this is absolutely ridiculous. Y'all white knights need to calm down. My boyfriend is not this evil, horrible monster you're trying to make him out to be for putting off buying breast pads. He's literally just a normal guy who doesn't quite understand everything to do with pregnancy. Y'all are acting like he was ignoring me when I was dying. It's breast milk, not cancer. My God. The worst that's gonna happen is my shirt might get wet and I have to do more laundry. It's literally not a big deal at all. Calm down. The only reason these people are white knighting is because they think, oh yeah, I could totally get laid if I just say, he's such a bad boyfriend, I would treat you better. That's not how it works, dude. Story 3. Trash my car and I trash your pants. I work for a rideshare company and had a ride at about 3:45 a.m. a couple of nights ago. Pick up the dude. He wants to go across town, which takes 15 minutes. About halfway, he asks to stop at McDonald's. Usually I say, sure, I'll get paid a tiny bit more. So on we went. He was rude to the lady at the window, then starting acting kinda crappy all around. I get to the place he's trying to go. He gets out. I tell him, have a good night. He says nothing and leaves. I turn around to check and make sure he didn't leave anything. He left all of his trash and smashed crumbs into all of my seats. It was like he was tearing up his buns and rubbing them into the seats. I take pics, file them for report, and he gets charged $50 cleaning fee, and I think he got a strike on his account. I also saw he left his dress pants in my car. I went on ahead and made sure to stuff those things in this greasy McDonald's bag and tossed the bag in what I guess is in front of his apartment before I headed out. $50 seems like a lot for a mess I was able to clean up in about 10 minutes, but who knows? Maybe he won't do anything to anyone else. It's frustrating, especially nearing 4:30 a.m. at this point. This dude is just a total jerk. He thinks, everybody that's in the service industry is just their slave and it doesn't matter. And the dude should understand that it's somebody else's car. Like, why are you destroying their car? And also, people that do that, they usually know that there's going to be like up to a $200 detailing fee. So choosing to be that petty costs you $200. All right, this last story is called Neighbors Abandoned Me at Apartment Elevator. I left a silent surprise. This happened last night. I picked up my food order and saw a couple entering the elevator. I screamed, "Hey, hold the door!" They ran inside and the door closed before I could reach it. However, the elevator was going down to the basement. It was odd, but then it was possible someone else was in the elevator and it was still going down. OMG, yes. The elevator went up and the doors opened. The couple standing on the sides while I stood there tapping my foot. Embarrassed and awkward by my sudden appearance, I got in and pressed my floor. I noticed that they were going to the 38th floor and I was going to the 10th. I had one cooking and just let it out. Silent but deadly. I farted. Once it reached the floor, the smell was noticeable and I walked out before the screams commenced. Honestly, it would have been even better if this dude pressed all the buttons right before he got off because they still had 28 floors to go. Missed opportunity there, but I appreciate the petty revenge by farting and making them withstand that for another 28 floors. Good on you, Mike. All right, guys, that's it for the hot post from r/PettyRevenge. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you have any other subreddits you want me to cover, let me know in the comments down below. Till next time, peace.